But there's been a lot of focus on EM currencies as well. And you pointed out, when you look broadly, when you look at the global picture here, Asian EM currencies are actually in a much better position right now.
I think so. I think fundamentally, most of them have got current account surpluses, so they're going to do better. And also, I think the central banks have already pre-tightened or ahead of the curve. We are seeing some adjustments in Indonesia. We hope to see it in the Philippines. We saw it in India. So I think central banks are doing a pretty good job in Asia, and that's pretty positive. Also, I think there's more buyers of Asia from Asia itself. Other emerging markets have come under pressure. I mean, Mexico's a classic example, both on NAFTA with trade, also gets hurt by a slightly stronger dollar, and we have an election coming up in July where it just brings uncertainty.
There's a lot of elections coming up. We should point out whether it's in Mexico, in Turkey, here in Asia. But just one more thing on that headline coming out of Seema's piece, where she said, you know, look, currencies are much more sensitive to trade headlines right now. Do you agree?
I think they're much more sensitive to uncertainty. And I think what you get with the trade headlines is uncertainty. I mean, all the negotiations or talks between China and the US about trade, that's not really hurt the currency at all. Actually, the RMB has been fairly strong, fairly robust. But I think it's in other markets where they really don't know where it's going to end up, like NAFTA and for Mexico. And other pressures come on as well. Also, we're in a risk-off environment at the moment. I mean, you know, the sort of volatility around Italy, what's sort of happening in Europe. You know, in the last few weeks, we've seen, you know, the corporate credit market widen. We've seen equities, you know, could have more volatility, and we've seen US Treasuries and bonds strengthen a bit. So people are in a risk-off mode, and that's never good for the riskier trades, like riskier emerging market currencies.